Yeah. He ain't got my info. Who he been sending it to?
I had him in there. And I'm gonna record this remix at your studio. I'm gonna put it together. I'll have it. I'm gonna put it up and put it up on my spot.
Give him my info. Oh yeah, about fucking time around here. Wow. You can actually see the screen. Are we live? Hey, this is it, man. We are live. It's your man Tony Sko, another after party. We do it every day after the Tony Sko Morning Riot show. My man Leon Rogers, he's Leon Rogers during the show. DJ LR. But he transforms into DJ LR for the after party, man. We just chopping it up today, man. Talking about whatever you want to talk about, and we can continue today's discussion. You going to prom out there, you got a prom coming up, whether you're a student or a parent. Man, there was a study that says that the average family spends about $1,000 for their student to go to prom. So our prom's becoming too expensive. And no, I'm not doing this at midnight. That's DJ Phantom standing behind me. I know y'all probably thought, why is Tony Schofield out in the middle of the night doing a live stream? That just happens to be DJ Phantom standing beside me. What's up, my brother?
What's up, bro?
What you been up to, man? If people never see you on this side of the live stream, got a lot of things going, man. The man got his own studio, his own sound company. High school tour going on right now. What's going on with DJ Phantom? Doing a lot of proms. Speaking of proms, DJ Phantom's doing a lot of proms.
I'm grinding it out, you know. That's all I can do. Trying to make money.
What's next for you, though? What can the people
expect? We're going on tour soon.
Yes, sir. R. Kelly?
Yeah.
Nationwide?
Yep, I'm working on some stuff for Comment, too.
My man. Now, what is the next DJ Phantom tape coming out, man?
Yeah, I got a whole series, man. I got a new website. It's not open yet, but it will be. DJPhantomMixes.com.
So what's the name of the new series you're going to throw at it?
It's called DJ Phantom Forever.
DJ Phantom Forever. Now, when can we expect the first installment, man?
This is going to be like the second week of May. You'll see the first one. Right, dirty and clean.
All right, look out for that, y'all. DJ Phantom Forever, the series.
The Forever series will have a local segment. So, like, I will be really strict on this mixtape. Like,
are you looking for local artists?
Yes,
right
I
now?
am, absolutely. But you gotta be hot. It's gotta be something that I will play bang in the club, or it's gotta be hot. And no exceptions at all. Like I ain't punking out for nobody. If like I want to really just sell this mixtape, I want to give it to somebody and just
so
be like,
can't have no weak links on the
no weak links ever.
All right, how can they get music to you, man?
DJ Phantom Demos at Gmail.
DJ Phantom Demos at Gmail. Send that music in. You may make the next series, man. DJ Phantom Forever, all right? Man, Tony Sko, that's my man, DJ Phantom. Shouts out. You want to rent some equipment? Or, you know, like I said, plenty of primes, plenty of cotillions, sweet 16s, all of that. DJ Phantom is available. Yes, sir. Hey, also, man, we got my man Twone Gabz coming in, Chicago hip-hop legend. Chicago royalty in hip-hop, man. Dude's been putting it down for quite a while. Twone Gabz will be in the building. Apparently, he's looking for parking right now. So, as soon as he gets parked.
Superstars got a park, too.
Superstars got a park, too, baby. All right? Hey, also, man, we talking about the prime thing. Also, man, we can throw something, whatever you guys want to talk about, man. Just put it on out there. It's going to be the Free Your Mind Tuesday, man. You got any questions for your man, Tony Sko? I am giving love advice today, man. A lot of people come to me for love advice because me and my wife have been married approximately 25 years, so there's not a relationship issue that I haven't experienced in some form or another, except for baby mama drama goes, nah, I ain't trying to do that. Hey, also, man, I want to hear your comments. I'm going to ask this question right now on this live stream, and I want to hear your comments for this. Go to WGCI.com first. Check out the video of the hologram that they made of Tupac Shakur that they played at this past weekend's Coachella Music Festival. They actually had your man Tupac on stage as a hologram, I ain't gonna lie, man. I watched the damn thing and almost got a little teared up just to think, like, what if you was in the house and got a chance to see that live and you looking at a stage and seeing Tupac up there, man, spitting, doing Hail Mary, like one of his top joints. So, man, it got me to thinking, like, here's my question. Would you pay for an entire hologram concert? Say if they did a concert featuring all of our fallen soldiers in hip-hop. So if you got to go to a show and see, say, Biggie Smalls come out, then Tupac, then Run DMC come out, backed by Jam Master Jay, Eazy-E along, Big L, Big Pun. Like, think about it. If you could actually go to a concert and see these guys. Heavy D, who just passed.
Old Dirty Bastard and Wu.
Let's take it even further. Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson,
James Brown.
James Brown.
You have all the greats on stage at one time.
So would you pay your money to go to a concert that you knew in advance, of course, because all the people that passed away was totally holograms? I'm going to be honest. I got to go one time. I'm going to have to go to the, you know what, just to see what the experience would be like, especially if you do like a Biggie Smalls and a Pac and a Jam Master Jay. Oh, my goodness, man. I'm going to have to drop on that. Even though I know these are holograms, I think I would have to go ahead and spend that money. I would spend that money. And it probably wouldn't even, I mean, I would probably be trying to get front row. Like, seriously.
No, I want to sit in the middle. Because when I sit front row, I'm going to tell it's a hologram. I want to sit back
in the middle, right? Where it looks like, right, where you ain't sure. Yeah, you're right. You might want to go in the middle of that. But yeah, man, I think I would go ahead and spend that money. I wouldn't be adverse to going to see a concert that was hologram, especially if it's some of the fallen greats.
Can we address that real quick, man? Real quick.
All right, Sherm got something to undress.
Address, man, no.
You had me worried there a little bit, man. What's going on?
No, man, dog.
I got to say this. I got a public service announcement, man. What you got?
These artists, man, they always complain about us playing Young Money music and all of that, right? Local artists.
Right, I get it. I get that a lot.
In the past couple months, I've seen GCI play more local music than they have in a long time. So, I mean, think about it.
In the day parts?
No, not in the day parts, but I mean even in the mix show. Because you've had music that competes.
Well, I say this all the time.
But I think, and just to play devil's advocate, I think the local artists will say in the main day rotation, like they honestly, some of them might honestly feel in the mix show, not really getting no love because in a mix show your song gets played for maybe 35 to 40 seconds to the first chorus and then it comes out. Right. At least during the day parts, you hear Drake at least 6 to 7 times a day on GCI.
Right.
Full song in its entirety.
Right.
And they feel like they like to play my song up to the chorus and then come out of it.
Right. I feel what the artist is saying.
But my thing is,
I feel what the artist is saying, but my thing is
this. You compare yourself to A$AP Rocky. The reason that A$AP Rocky can get played in New York on the radio is because A$AP Rocky is getting played in other places too.
I get that.
I'm saying, like, you gotta have stuff that compete.
I get that a lot of, and the thing is, this is the problem I have with Chicago artists. This is the problem I have with Chicago artists. You're not going to get played on our radio station complaining about what we play already. The best thing is to do is to come up here with hot music and present it. Not coming up to me telling me that we play bullshit all day ain't going to make me play your record. That's all I'm saying.
But let me ask you a question.
We don't play the music no way.
You just said a local artist will compare himself to A$AP Rocky. But why did A$AP Rocky get big? He got a push from somewhere, and it wasn't just the internet.
It wasn't the radio station.
It wasn't just the internet either, though. No, it might not have been totally the radio station. But you're not gonna tell me that he goes from nothing to start. He got to push somewhere else too.
Yeah, but I mean,
and I guarantee you, it
didn't happen overnight.
But let's be honest.
I would probably say it was more so the DJs than anything.
Like I've been in Atlanta, I've been in New York. Yeah. They play their local music a lot more than we do. I mean, let's be honest. And it's not an hour segment. They put motherfuckers in rotation. Like Joel Santana and Dipset ain't had a studio album. But anytime they drop something, they throw it on.
But Joel Santana, those are still names that people know. We talking about brand new people. We not talking about.
They get to be known. You can't.
I mean, but they had records years ago.
I put it like this. I do comedy. Been doing comedy for 16 years. if I hadn't got on Cedric the Entertainer's tour or did something like We're the Miller, that was my break. That put me out here to a wider audience of people.
But still, it was up to you, though.
And it's still people that don't know who I am.
Right.
Like in L.A. or New York. But as far as Chicago goes, yeah. Okay.
Right. I mean, I agree. Let me just say this. I agree for the record, that we could do more as far as playing local artists. But the music, let me just say that too. But the music has to be up to par. And let's be real, from talking to the artists out there, you know damn well, and I know this. I know this from being a comic. Can't nobody tell you ain't got the hottest shit in the world out there. As an artist, you're gonna feel that way. But on the flip side of it, not everybody is hot. Who says they're hot? Now I agree we could do more, but I also agree you guys could step up a little bit and stop having that attitude that we ain't playing your shit. F us and then start naming who we're playing.
Let me tell you this.
Like they're whack.
It is not our responsibility to make you a star. You need to make yourself a star. Your product needs to walk on its own, period. And then the radio station wants what the people want. This is a people station. So if people call and request you and you have a following, we want that following. Like, this is a radio station.
They gotta make money.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at it with Chief Keef. Get your movement started.
That's
first.
right. People
Get your
want
movement
him.
started.
I
People
can
want
guarantee you by this summer, he'll have a record that's getting played on it.
Yeah, he
Absolutely.
will. But
He's the hottest. You know what I'm saying?
No, he has
process.
to make one.
I know.
Right.
Let's get played.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that are talented that don't.
No, but I'm saying, but it was a
Like we say all the time.
It was a process.
Like we say all the time.
Shit didn't happen
What's
overnight.
the best thing about fucking Rick Ross? We say it all the time. The man knows how to pick what?
That's right.
Records. A lot of
Singles.
people got. I
gotta have a single.
I deal with artists all the time. I tell my artists all the time. You got some of the hottest verses.
Yeah.
Ever.
But your music.
But your song,
concept,
your song, you gotta
the
have
hook,
a complete song.
That's right. Arrangement, all of that is a part of it.
Okay, so it's okay. And I'm like I said, I'm playing the devil's advocate.
All right, go ahead.
I'm an artist here. So I'm an artist. Explain to me Waka Flocka. And I'm an artist. I'm looking at you and explain to me Waka Flocka. Lyrically, the songs are shallow.
Garbage.
Right.
And you might have a nicer overall.
But he has captured.
even on the
But
record.
his style.
He has captured
His
energy.
style.
What makes his style different from Lil Jon?
His style is that's two different entities.
Is it?
Yeah.
Lil Jon yelled and screamed on songs, crunk music. That's all Waka.
Yeah, but he is crunk music. Like, his style, he's crunk music. Crunk music is in. I don't give a, like Chief Keef, some of the shit that he's saying, I can't understand that shit, but being a crunk DJ, I like it. You know, it feels
I'll
good
get to the point. Me and my friend was having this conversation the other day. And we was having this conversation the other day. It's to the point where now you get to see that the South has been on top so long in hip-hop, you have people from other cities now with the Southern influence in their music. And it's gotten to the point now where I feel like hip-hop is saying we can't beat them, let's join.
Right.
What's up, baby?
And me and my man was having this conversation the other day. Like, I don't want it to get to the point where everybody in the fucking country sound like they from the South. Because that ain't what hip-hop is about. Hip-hop is about being different. You can't have everybody sounding the fucking same.
Right.
That's why hip-hop grew to where it is. Because you got so many diverse, you know what I'm saying, different entities in the music. I don't want to hear every motherfucking body sounding the same in
Right.
fucking every record.
But it's about,
You know,
do people want
that's
you?
gonna kill the music.
Are people tweeting you? Are they on your pages? Are they following you? We want what the people want, period.
Yes, sir.
Like, this is the people station, period.
But how much do we influence people?
I mean, I don't think we played that big of a role. People ain't stupid. Like, I've heard some records that we played, took a chance on, and people hate it.
Like that Elvana joint.
Yeah, really?
So how much do we influence people to like that song?
No, they don't like it.
Were you not at the Morning Riot party? Every
Right.
bitch, excuse my French, but every bitch out there.
But I think
when
they
she
was-
I think they just-
no.
I think they just did that 'cause her ass was in the building.
No, fam, you've been doing music long enough. Brothers will not
How
sing.
much do you hear that
Hey, let
record
me tell you
now?
something. Listen. Let me tell you something. How many times you been to a party, a DJ playing a certain song, and pull it down, and don't nobody say nothing, and
Right.
it's an embarrassing moment. When people like a song, they sing with it. Bottom line. And them women was
But the
out
song
there.
is not researching well.
Hey, let's
I
get
don't care
to
what
it.
it's researching, but when we put it
Damn
out
a
there,
research.
they sing.
Damn a research. Let's
Research
get to
messes
it.
up music a lot.
All right, check it out. 9:30. We got my man Twone Gabz in the building, man. Twone, come on in.
What up?
To the live stream. How you feel, bro? It's my man. DJ Phantom. He gonna be our backdrop. Come on, Phantom, step behind us so it can look like we at night out here in the alley, man.
Phantom gonna be the backdrop.
We in Inglewood Alley. Hey, Twone, man, first of all, let the people know, man, what's up with you. What's been happening with you, man? Just let the people know what's up with Twone Gabz right now.
Man, just been working, man, knocking out a lot of records. I just recently signed to Eric Sermon and Def Squad.
Whoa!
We just put a really big mixtape out called Breath of Fresh Air. Just dropped on Valentine's Day.
Yes, sir.
We just dropped the video for one of the first records called Fix Your Face.
Yes, sir.
Featuring me and Eric. That's out. And it's doing really well, man. Just excited. Got my mixtape coming, Gift of Gabz Volume 1. Got collabs with Keith Murray, Redman.
Wow, so you took it back, went back to the old school, to the Def Squad days.
Yeah.
I still say, man, like, to me, that was a time in hip-hop that was crazy, man. I mean, with the Def Squad itself, you had Keith Murray, you had Eric Sermon, Redman, your man Kate Solo was in the building. Yeah. It was insanity. How did the whole... First of all, let me ask you this with Eric Sermon. How's his health? We know the brother had a health scare, a couple months back. How's his health right now?
He's doing well right now, man. Actually, when he had the first big scare, man, he was in New York. I was in Miami. Once he got well, he came and chilled with me for a week in Miami. I was on the road, and he's been well ever since, man. Working, excited to work and doing well. I hit him this morning. I'm hoping he up. He was supposed to call in this morning.
Yeah. I would have loved to hear from the green-eyed bandit, the E-double. Now, how did that whole situation come about? Where did you guys hook up and decide to get into it and start doing music?
Man, y'all probably gonna trip, man. You remember that old school concert at the
club? Yeah, well, we was at the joint. That's where I began.
Yeah, we was hosting.
We was in the building. Yeah. And I'm gonna say, I remember.
Shout out that homegirl Tifa. She was on stage.
Tifa was in the building. Yeah, holding it down. And I was gonna say, like, to me, that was one of the best concerts I've seen, because to see, and I was talking about it for days, to see Eric and Parrish still had that energy like they had back in the day on stage. Like, dude, I'm like, remember we were saying this, Leon, if there's anybody in the hip-hop right now, they needed to be in the crowd with a fucking notepad that night. Because it was just that serious as far as hip-hop is concerned. So you guys linked up that night, and what happened from there?
What happened from there, we was backstage. I asked him for his email address. He gave it to me. I emailed him a couple records. And when he was in Chicago, EPMD performing at Shrine, he was out on the west side asking people. I guess he didn't know how to contact me.
Wow.
So he was asking people if they knew how to contact me.
Wow. So the streets was talking.
Exactly. He got in touch with me. We've been working ever since, man.
Wow. Now, see, a lot of people, something you just said is very important, because we do this all the time, and we try to educate artists, producers, and things of the nature to get that stuff out. You just said that you approached the guy, you got his email, you sent him some stuff on email. A lot of people would think that by doing that, you know what I'm saying, you wouldn't get to him, that you just sent them some stuff and it never happened. So explain that. The dude did hear this music and did get back with you. So it is possible to do that, and you got to be diligent on your emails and going back and forth.
I think you just got to do it, man. Like you said, you got to be diligent. A lot of people let ego get in the way. My mom always told me ego always hinders.
I ain't gonna beg that nigga for no shot. I ain't gonna beg him.
Yeah, I was looking at it like, man, this is a legend sitting right here next to me, man. I'm going to ask him, because I was always an illegitimate member of Def Squad as a kid anyway, so I was part of the group. They just
as much weed as I smoked with Redman, I think I could have been a member of the group as well. It seemed like for a while, every time I was in the city on the road doing a comedy show, Redman was in that same city.
Yeah.
Like for 2 years straight, I would see Redman like every other freaking month in the city. He'd see me like, oh shit, here we go again. So
Redman is amazing, man. We actually just did a Hit Squad reunion show.
Wow.
In New York at the Best Buy Theater, man. Everybody was on
how's
deck.
Keith Murray? How's he?
Keith Murray's doing real good, man. Keith Murray's doing a whole lot better. He was just actually at the big homie's house.
Mm-hmm. Is he working on music? Because I think I was reading something like a month and a half ago. He's back. He's getting ready to do another CD or something.
Yeah, he's working on a project respect him, and he has a little brother by the name of Fish Grease, D Murray. Him and D Murray's working on the album together. They brothers. It's called The More the Merrier.
Oh, hell no. The More the Merrier. I may have to get it there for the title alone.
Yeah.
All right, talk about Twone Gabz music. I mean, of course, you know, you hear from the Shy. You've been hearing all of the movements going on, man. We got a lot of young brothers coming up here doing their thing. Your Chief Keef, your King Louis. A lot of brothers doing their thing. How do you feel about the new movement in Chicago? And do you see yourself working with any of these artists?
Man, I'm a fan of hip hop. You know, overall, I don't knock anybody for what it is they doing.
Right.
I just look at it like, man, as long as it's people doing things different from what I'm doing, it make more room for me to have my own lane.
Exactly.
And I'm definitely willing to. I'm definitely looking to work with all the, you know, all the new cats that's coming up, man. I'm a huge fan of hip hop, and I see us making a whole lot of noise. Chicago is on the forefront of a huge change in hip hop, man. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Wow, if you could like put it into words yourself, like what do you think that huge change or that huge movement that we're on the precipice of? What would you say it is? Is it just that street mentality, that street documentary, or is it just good music and it's about time for it?
I think it's a variety, man. Being in the Midwest, Chicago, I feel like we're in the melting pot of music. So
Thank you. I say that all the time.
You get a lot of everything from here, man, and I feel like we get a lot of artists from here that just speak how they feel, from the Commons, the Lupes, the Kanye Wests, the Bump J's, the Sly P's, man, Mickey Halstead. We just speak how we feel, and everything that we address and talk about is either backed by our actions or a movement. We're trying to bring balance back, where you got to actually know how to rap to be from Chicago, because everybody rap. Your grandmother rap in Chicago.
Wow, yeah. I think
I
our grandmama did rap at one of the damn car and bike shows. What was that lady called? Miss Mama.
Miss Mama.
She had on shoes. Nine sizes too big. Hey, you said something that just like kind of struck me that was like real. You said that cats from Chicago like speaking their own language. Like, and if you think about the guys he just named, your Commons, your Lupes, your Kanye's, they have been uncompromised in their entire careers. You never seen these cats adapt to something else just because it was supposedly hot or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They pretty much stood their ground their whole careers and maintained them their own, you know, their own thing. So
I always say this. I look at it like this. Reason why I say Chicago hip hop should be #1 in the world. Who's the #1 producer / rapper in hip hop?
Kanye West.
Like everybody, he's everybody's go-to guy.
Right.
You want to hear a hit? You go see
on either side of it, though.
Rapping
or
track, he drop bars.
Right.
Or you want him to do the track.
Right.
And then when you come behind that, you think about the guys who taught him no ID. Everybody checking for him now. So it's like, shout out to my man Young Chop.
Yep.
He might be the next on that on the drill music tip, a new sound. So I'm like, you know, you got to be kind of crazy. I know you got your Bangladeshis and your Just Blaze, but nobody does both of them. And Kanye to me is that pinnacle. I mean, you got your J's and your Weezys and all that,
but they ain't producing.
They ain't producing.
They ain't producing.
Kanye
and not only produce it, but let's be honest, not only produce it, but created an entire genre of producing that is like exclusive to him. You know what I'm saying? And true enough, it was inspired by his influence with No ID and all of that. But still, I mean, if you look at it now, a lot of producers are trying to produce like Kanye West. With the soul samples, the sped up samples. I mean, that's a Kanye West thing, which probably came from, like I said, his influence with No ID, but still, I mean, think about it. Yep. Hey, let's talk about like I said, you said you got some more stuff. What can we expect from your project with Eric Sermon? Is it going to be like the old school feel? Are you going to bring some of the new into it? It's going to be a mix
It's going to be balanced, man. Like I always, as far as what I address in music, man, I kind of view myself. It's funny because we was talking to the big homie Chuck D the other week, man.
Shouts out to Chuck D.
I kind of look at myself as a 2012 Chuck D, so to speak.
Wow.
Mixed with maybe some Slick Rick and some Nas. Like I love telling stories. I have a huge personality, man.
You're lyrical, and you can have some content. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Have some content. And man, like we was talking about that recently, like with the guys, like back in the day, you could hear a Chuck D speak on something positive, but in the next record, you could hear NWA say, fuck the police. Then in the next record, you could hear BDP, you must learn. Then in the next fucking record, you hear Cool G rap, Ill Street Blues. It was a balance, but it wasn't like we ran away from the conscious music or the music with content. Shit, we was on the dance floor with Fight the Power, a record basically telling us to overthrow the fucking government, and we on the motherfucking, we on the dance floor.
And then turn right back around and be on the dance floor with potholes in my lawn.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
You had no idea what the
fuck they was talking about.
A lot of those artists from Chuck that y'all mentioned, De La Soul, they tour, and something I hear Eric say all the time that's real.
Man, real
talk. Hip hop is the only genre of music where we only have one category. Like, we don't consider Madonna old school pop.
Right.
Or consider.
You got alternative rock, you got indie rock, right.
But they divide our music. It's the same Willie Lynch theory. Old against young. This against that. So
North against
old
South.
School, new school.
East against West.
Yeah. And it just keep us divided. Like, it should be, hip hop should be hip hop, right? It should be different more genres. You got contemporary with pop, easy listening,
alternative hip hop.
Exactly.
Right, and then here's the danger of that. You make a good point. Here's the danger of that. Say that you're a hip hop artist that decides to branch out and do a more poppy, more say rock like sound or whatever, experimenting on it. You have to be judged against the hardcore street cats.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Which may be unfair to you.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the first time I ever heard somebody say that.
Yeah.
There should be more categories in rap than just hip hop. Think about it. There's not.
But
we the only genre of music that throw away our pioneers.
But at the same time, a lot of dudes be trying shit that they ain't cut. Like, let's be honest. I did Lil Wayne sometimes,
but the singing
his rock album wasn't shit.
Nah, it wasn't shit.
Let's just be perfectly honest.
Yeah,
There's some
real.
people that like when Kanye tries something like that, you're like, I get that, because he's gonna sit down and he's
but
not
you know that's what he
the
did,
way.
right?
Like 808's a Heartbreak. I
And
did not like that album when it first came out, dog. I was like, what are you doing,
Me
yo?
too.
When I sat to listen to it,
It was
I was
cold.
like, this nigga's a genius.
But see, as opposed to say like a Kanye West, who really got into the musicality of whatever he's doing, and a Wayne that's told a white dude, teach me 5 chords I can play on the guitar, and I can look like I'm rocking out.
Would you call 808's a Heartbreak a hip hop album? Because some people might say that's Daft Punk electro pop music. But it got graded as a hip hop album.
It definitely got hints of that in it. Like, artists, a lot of the new age artists, as far as our generation, we're gonna experiment, but more so speaking to hip hop is the only genre of music where we spit out and throw away our pioneers. Like, nobody consider the Rolling Stones old school rock.
No.
No, I say that all the time. I say you would never
we
hear.
consider our pioneers old school.
I say, but you'll hear a Soulja Boy come out against the Ice-T, and that's what you alluded to earlier. It's the Willie Lynch thing. It's still dividing us. You ain't gonna hear Green Day telling Mick Jagger to sit his ass down. Like they
Maroon 5 not telling Aerosmith to go somewhere.
Fucking Rolling Stones are touring now. Bruce Springsteen touring now. You don't hear their young artists telling them to go sit down. As a matter of fact, the longer you go in rock music, the more you're respected. You become an icon. And my thing with a lot of these artists, like even some of these younger artists, so when you get to Jay-Z's age, are you gonna retire? Because you're calling him old. So when you get to his age, are you gonna stop rapping? Because you have to if you call them old.
And that's real. Like, I heard the big homie say again, like, man, at the end of the day, when people talking all that stuff, the dopest rapper and most successful rapper in the game is Jay-Z.
Of all time.
So if he the oldest, the young cats we need to step out
of all time. Me and Leon say it all the time. If you're gonna put it on somebody's career overall, based on the whole picture of it, who has done better than Jay-Z? There's not a personality.
You can't front on it.
You can't front on the guy. You can't front on it. And like you just said, Twone,
7 straight summers. At the end of the day, it's just like even in R&B, you don't hear a lot of the new R&B artists telling the old R&B artists to sit down. You had that one little incident with Rob and Trey.
And Trey Songz,
but
right.
For the most part, if Marvin Gaye was still alive to this day and wanted to come out on stage and sing with Tyrese would welcome.
Right, real talk. You ain't gonna see The Dream dissing Stevie Wonder.
No,
ever. It's not gonna happen. He's gonna give him respect.
But you know what I think it falls into? that side of the game respects the history of the music a little bit more than the new hip hop.
Of course.
They feel like if I didn't see it, it's just like we argue the NBA. A lot of niggas, if they didn't see Jordan play, all they know is Kobe.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you got the internet, and that it's not excuse for that. You have the fucking internet.
Exactly.
You could go on the internet and pull up Jordan's videos, and that's what kills me.
Jordan was born at.
And you know what? That's what kills me. Today's artists have this thing to where, not like I say all the time, it's not that they don't know history, they don't want to know. But you're living in an age where you could know it quickly. Like, think about it. In order for us to go back, there was no internet. So in order for us to go back and see the players before Michael Jordan, somebody had to put that shit on TV. It had to be something like a classic or something like that. We couldn't pull up that information that readily. Now you don't have any excuse to not know who your forefathers were in hip-hop. It's a fucking type of a name.
And it's part of communication. You get a lot of the old school cats are more better because they looking at.
I was gonna ask you that. Is it a two-way street?
And then the young people are like, man, like Soulja Boy said something interesting with that Ice-T piece you was talking about. He was like, man, T, before you came down on me, why didn't you just holler at me? Like, if you feel I should be doing better, teach me. My generation ain't got.
Real talk.
Our generation don't have y'all there working with us to teach us.
They don't have no big brother.
Way. We don't have that. Y'all have that. Y'all ushered in.
So the flip side is it like a 50-50 thing? Is it the younger artists not respecting the older artists and the older artists not giving that respect back? Because to be honest with you, you know that and everybody know that that grew up on the streets. We ain't respecting nobody that don't respect us.
Exactly.
If you had that old man out there on the street that everybody told you to respect, but if you had time you saw him, he cussing at you and he out of order, you ain't respecting him. You know what I'm saying? So
and it just leave a silence. So but somebody got to get that respect first and be the big person and do that to open the gate. But right now, it's just everything is split up, man. I just want to see more of the city working together. Hip hop, man. Hip hop ain't dying. It's still here. It ain't going nowhere. It's gonna be here for a while longer, man. I just believe the artists, we as artists, need to see that and just work together more and just help it grow.
Yeah, coming from Chicago, what do you think? Because we were talking about this last week, and I asked this question, that you have all of these new movements, all of these new artists. Chicago's looking real good right now. I see more people from outside coming to the city of Chicago now to look for artists and sign artists. It's like the light is on us now. So what do the artists in Chicago have to do now to keep it from being a situation where people just coming here plucking artists and taking the shit away from Chicago and leaving nothing residual for Chicago? You know what I mean?
I think us in Chicago, we got to form a united front, man. I think what happens and why people are able to do that, because everybody in Chicago had a self mentality. Well, I just want to get on.
Right.
I'm just worried about me, and nobody's really reaching back. Or everybody got cliques and crews. That's why I respect Ye so much for helping the GLC,
right?
Helping to bring back Twister and Common's career.
Right.
Like if more artists from here followed that blueprint, man, like. I feel like we'll have the torch the same way the South had the torch for how many years now?
Shit still count.
It's our turn.
It's
now.
still, and like I was saying, like when you walked in the room, like it's disturbing me. And let me just say this: shouts to the South. I fuck with the South.
Yeah,
I listen to a lot of music out the South. Have been for years. But when it gets to the point where you got cats from New York sounding like they from down south, cats in Chicago sounding like they from down south.
I mean, you could dabble. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, and I hate to keep going back to this because I date myself. But I would think if Biggie was still around today, he would find a way to flip that South style where it was still
like he did the Bone shit.
Yeah, like
but still remain your own.
But keep it real, he killed them on their song with their style.
He
but
murdered
he
them.
still was Biggie. Like, I didn't feel like he was coming out his body trying to be Master P. He was still Biggie.
And he wouldn't have done a series. I think that he would have been smart enough to know that one time on that record, kill that shit, done with it. You know what I'm saying?
I was telling E, man, like it was what's kind of crazy to me is hip hop used to be a spot where artists would be doing this over there. Well, y'all come in the room with red shirts. I'll be like, all right, everybody want to rock red shirts. I'm gonna wear blue shirts.
Right.
Everybody want to talk about cars. I'm gonna talk about motorcycles.
Right.
But now it's a generation of artists where they like, well, man, he
red
got away.
Shirts,
If he could do a record like that. then I'm gonna do a record like this.
Right.
And nobody's pushing the envelope no more.
Let me ask you a question, man, because you a lot of people don't know. You done moved around with some.
You done worked with some of everybody.
I got DJ Jazzy Jeff's album. I love it.
Shout
One of
out
my
to
favorite
Jazzy.
albums.
Which one is the one where you got the jersey on
One
the
with
front?
Practice, yeah, both
Yes,
of them.
yes, classic.
Both of them. I got both of them.
One of the coldest.
And Twine, and so like I'm sitting listening, and you know, what some people out there may not understand, the joy of buying a CD was opening it up and looking at the liner notes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you see Twine Gabz, you're like, no.
Which
Then
is
I
why
put
me
it
and
on.
Leon still do that.
I put it on, and I'm like, man, this is my man. You know, like it was a shock, like, because nobody, like Twine kept that shit so chill,
Right.
and let it happen. And I think a lot of times artists don't let shit happen. They
But you
talk
work with
about
some
deals
of-
before they get it,
Right.
and then they jinx themselves.
Just let the people know some of the people that you work with, because I've been seeing you work with some of everybody for the longest. It only like it's not even surprising. Like Twine Gabz.
Yeah.
Twine. It was a wild ass man. What was it, about 3-4 summers ago? Like you was everywhere on everybody's shit. Like seriously, you couldn't go nowhere without Twine
Yeah, we're
Gabz.
finna bring that one back. I've been fortunate enough to work with man, DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Wow.
Will Smith, Eric Sermon, man, Rhyme
Forgot
Fest.
about that one.
Yeah,
Shouts to
of
Fest.
course. Man, everybody, man. I got my humble starts as a writer, so everybody know me as being able to ink records really well and do stuff. So I get a lot of people. What's her name? Katie Auburn.
Wow.
Kate Auburn.
Wow.
Olivia from
Wow.
G Unit.
You should have wrote her another
Couldn't save
damn
a
hit.
career, man.
Right, you could. Even after all the shit you wrote, you still couldn't say that career. Talk about being a songwriter as opposed to being an artist. Whenever I'm speaking to shorties and students in schools, I tell them to, because everybody wants to be the rapper, but I tell them like, okay, you want to be the rapper, but also become the studio engineer, become the mixer, become the shit, learn how to do the sound and lights, the merchandising, because every person that you become is a less person that you have to pay. So
You gotta
talk
wear
about
many hats, man.
Yeah.
You got to be able to wear many hats, man. The life as an artist at some point it's gonna have an expiration date. You're gonna be tired of hitting the stage. You ain't gonna want to hit the stage your whole life. So you want to have more than one skill set, like you said, songwriting. That's really what the money is. Neo, songwriter. Dream, songwriter.
So you hear Beyonce, like people don't even understand, like you'll hear Beyonce record. Dream wrote that shit. Whether Beyonce sold a copy of it, this dude is paid every time that record played. Umbrella. What was the other one? The one Sean Garrett. Sean Garrett did for Beyonce. Yeah.
To the left.
Single Ladies.
Yeah. I wish a lot more artists would see that, man. Shout outs to my homie, really though, man. Like, man, him had a good talk. He sees
he's
that
doing this thing
for the
right now.
on the Rihanna record. Man, really though, working on some big things right now as far as on the writing side. But man, that's definitely where the money is. You don't just want to limit yourself to being an artist. Be a writer, be a producer, be able to have so many things you do behind the scenes that you continuously make yourself necessary in the culture, period.
Right,
Like,
and not even working on your projects, but shit, working on other people's projects.
exactly.
You can go in and do your project one week, mix somebody's project the next week. You know what I mean?
somebody's project the week after that.
Right, so,
Yeah.
yep. Hey, man, also, let's talk about Chicago, the streets out here right now. Of course, we got a real big problem with violence. If my man Twone Gabz could speak to the streets of Chicago right now with the folks out there listening, man, what would you say to him about some of this senseless shit that we having to report every day, man? It's just like, seems like the streets are lost out there, man.
Man, it's crazy. I was just listening to a lecture of Minister Louis Farrakhan on the way over here. He was talking about that, man. Like a lot of the anger and aggression that the youth feel is come from feeling a sense of injustice, man. There's nothing for me to do. I'm trying to make money the right way, but I can't. I'm trying to do this, and we just don't know how to channel that anger, so it ends up coming out in a bogus way, man. I just think that the youth, we need to respect our brothers as much as we respect ourselves, and do unto them as we would want to be done unto us. I think if we learn to do that, I think a lot of stuff will change. But a lot of things we do to others, we get mad when it happens to us.
Right, yeah, because I mean, let's talk about the Trayvon thing. Like I had a stance here that was kind of not popular. People was going off on me. And but the more I talked about it, the more I made people see my way. I'm like, I refuse to put on a hoodie and buy some Skittles and some damn iced tea.
That made me
and march through the streets talking about Trayvon Martin, which Trayvon Martin deserved justice. Yeah. He was killed by a damn lunatic. Yeah. But my thing is, the week before Trayvon Martin, we had 42 people shot here in a weekend. Like 10 people died, and I'm just like, how can we constantly put on these hoodies and run out here talking about what the white man did to us or what somebody else did to us, and every day we're allowing people to be killed right on our own block.
And we don't address it. I address that on Facebook too, man. It's been happening as far back as Yusef Hawkins, man, back in '89 when the same thing happened to him. Where was the movement for that, you know? But not to take nothing away from the Trayvon Martin thing, like you said, I think that right now, just the people are at his wits' end, and we're just tired and fed up. And at some point, like they say, pressure bust pipes. I think the pipe getting ready to bust.
But I like even talking about like I was saying the other day, like I remember when a long time ago there was a little boy that was shot walking with his mama in Cabrini Green. His name was Dontrell something. I can't remember his last name, and I hate that because I'm usually good with names. At that point, I'm thinking, okay, that's the one.
What did you mean?
You know, then years later, we had Starkeisha Reed and the other young girl that got shot like a week apart. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, that's the one. Then Darion Albert happened, you know, and I'm just like, oh, man, this has got to be the one. We got a video of this dude getting beat to death right there in Roseland. So then we come, you know, that didn't happen. Now we come in here to this spring. It got warm early, and we just had an influx of killings. So it's just to the point like, damn, you know what I mean? When is it going to happen? What's going to be the one when we say, damn, that's it? Yeah. We can't continue to do this, man. Okay. I mean, it's just outrageous that our city has become like this, but we ain't gonna dwell on it. We know we got to change it. Yeah,
we got to change it. We can't expect everybody else to honor, to respect and value our lives if we don't respect and value them ourselves. Like we do more killing and persecution of each other than
I was looking at this documentary yesterday. It's called Hidden Colors. I want everybody to get this documentary called Hidden Colors. It's real talk. And this black professor says it. She says that if you take a people and you put them in such a bad light so much, they're going to hate themselves and hate anybody who looks like them. So they like the violence on the street. Not only like, am I unemployed or you unemployed? You look just like me. I look just like you. I'm mad at you because you're the person that's in my proximity that I can blame. The motherfuckers that's really causing crime ain't nowhere around here, but they got us here in this damn little mixing pot ready to fight each other. So, I mean, like you said, it's going to come from the community.
Somebody said something interesting to me, man, the other day. He was telling me, we was talking, and he was saying that black people, we're the only people that play the race card. No other ethnic group plays the race card, and it's only because we're the only people that's not economically independent. Everyone else had their own. You got a Greek town, a Chinatown, a this town. Where the hell is Black Town?
Well, let me play devil's advocate on that. Maybe some other races are not because they've been paid for transgressions that's happened to them. Jewish people got bread for the Holocaust. American Indians get money for being put on reservation. Chinese immigrants, whatever they go through, they come from over where they come from with money. So we as a people that have been brought to here, then asked to come over here.
That's true.
At the end of the day, we're our 40 acres and a mule, and then maybe we wouldn't play the race card because we would feel like...
Shit, if every black person in America owned 40 acres, we'd be good right now.
I understand what you're saying.
We'd be good.
And white people made money off us.
That's true. That's true.
I don't get mad sometimes when we play the race card. I get mad when we play it for our own shortcomings. By you being lazy, don't say, I can't get no job because a white man hold me down. Right. You can't get no job because you don't get your ass out and go look.
But my thing is, don't play the race card and be hypocritical about it. If you're going to be mad at murders, motherfucker, be mad at black murders, white. Don't just get mad when and that's what killed me about our community. Like, we ain't got no answers when Pookie killed Pookie, but let Pookie get shot by the police. Yeah. Hell no. We got 90 witnesses. I'll tell you everything that happened.
Right. Not only that, we the only people that haven't been compensated, but on the flip side, like, if we really want to prove that case, then let's let's not spend $3 grand on rims, but then we don't know how we gonna feed little Tay Tay and get some baby milk.
A point I took.
Blacks are the #1 consumers in the world, and we spend our money on bullshit.
Perfect example is the Trayvon Martin thing. Some guy called in and said something that kind of messed me and Leon up, and I was like, wow, think about it. He said black people don't even know how to protest. You protest by not buying Skittles and freaking. Why would you take two companies that are owned by white people and make them richer? Because if I'm a white person, I'm going to go ahead and invest in the people that make Skittles and iced tea right now, because Negroes is buying them up through they can't keep them in the stores. So somebody called and said, black people don't even know how to protest, because in order to protest the situation, you were not supposed to buy Skittles and iced tea.
Gas on the 15th.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. Shout out to my homies, Dangerous Negro Clothing too, man. We got a movement coming out. They just did something dope with the hoodies. They got a bunch of hoodies that they pushing out and moving, that black hoodies that say "Don't shoot" on the back.
Wow. I think I've seen some of that stuff before too. I think they had some stuff out like a while back. Yeah, I think I've seen some of that stuff. All right, man, this is what we're going to do. We're going to wrap it up. You know how we do. We wrap it up at 10 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Let everybody know what's going on with you, how they can get at you, Facebook, Twitter, and all that, man.
Man, you can holler at me on Twitter at Twone Gabz. That's TWONEGABZ. And check out www.twonegabz.com to find out any and everything happening with me, the big homie E, and Def Squad.
All right, check it out, man. You know how we do. We're going to wrap it up. But I'm going to let my man Twone Gabz, if you want to, man, we give everybody the opportunity to go out of here on a freestyle, something written, something off the top, however you want to do it, man. So we're going to let my man DJ Li give you a little something.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, Twine, like, nigga, you ain't said nothing up in here. Let's go. Twone Gabz. It's the after party, baby.
Yeah. Yo, check it out. Where we at? We got a camera? Yo, check it out. Look, they say you talking to God when you pray, when you chill and meditate, when you hearing what he say. Hey, so I talk less and do more, and use more of my 6 cents like 2-4.
Come on.
Or 4-2 or 3-3 or 1-5 or 5-1. That's enough, you get it, I'm done. One of the most cold spitting this dope lyricists. Sick writing this, niggas teeth and try biting this. We haters is viruses, hepatitis. I fight them off like Sparta, Leonidas. We 300 deep, shepherd run the sheep. Homie, hold fast like you only eat once a week. Only speak when spoken to, or get that ass beat. That's Twine G, Ghetto D like Mass P. Wanna write it and ask me. You got the cash G, one bar be 2K like Raz B.
That's Twone Gabz, Ghetto D like Master P. Did y'all hear that shit? Twone Gabz, Ghetto D like Master P. Take y'all back, y'all don't even know, boy. Hey, man, thanks a lot, bro, for coming through, man. Appreciate it, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Man, can I get a pic with y'all?
Oh, yes, sir. Hey, make sure you check for my man Twone Gabz, man, all right? Make sure you check for him. We out.